Hi, so in this lesson, we're going to be working with transversal lines, right? So a transversal line is a line that intersects two or more coplanar lines at distinct points. Line T, line T right here, is a transversal line to A and B, right? That line forms a couple types of different angles, right? So first of all, the interior angles are those angles that are between the lines. So in this case, 4, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are interior angles, right? Exterior angles are the ones that, of course, are outside of the two lines. So in this case, 1 and 2, 8 and 7, or 7 and 8, right? So now it creates a couple of different pairs of angle. In this case, exactly 4 pairs that we're going to be studying, right? The first one are the alternate interior angles. Are those angles that are inside of those two lines and lie on opposite side of the transversal. So in this case, 4 and 6, 3 and 5. I get 4 and 6, 3 and 5, right? The same side interior, again, angles are on the same side on the interior of the transversal of the two lines in the same side of the transversal. So in this case, 4 and 5, 3 and 6. I get 4, 5, 3, and 6. Okay, and corresponding angles, they are angles that are lying on the same side of the transversal T and in corresponding position. So they are in corresponding position. If I could take line M and place it in top of line N, there should be on the same position. So angle 1 and 5, angle 4 and 8, 2 and 6, 3 and 7. They are the only pair of angles that have one interior and one exterior angle. So the last pair is the alternate exterior. So very similar to the alternate interior, but in this case, they are both outside. So our non-adjacent angles, again, non-adjacent angles, exterior angles that lie on the opposite side of the transversal. So in this case, it's 1 and 7, 2 and 8. Okay, so the next definition is parallel lines. Are coplanar lines. This is important. They are on the same plane. Coplanar lines that do not intersect. The symbol, those two lines right there, means parallel to. So in this case, line A is parallel to line B. A way of saying it is that they are going like on the same direction, right? My next definition is skew lines, right? Skew lines are non-coplanar line. They are not parallel and do not intersect. Again, AB and CD are skew lines. They, as you can see, they are moving on different directions, right? So this one is going like left to right, and this one is it's coming like behind the slide and in forward. Right? And the last one is parallel planes, right? So parallel planes are planes that do not intersect. That's simple, right? So parallel P, plane P is parallel to plane Q down here. In P is parallel to Q. Okay, so here I want to use this information, a pair of parallel planes. So parallel planes are two planes that do not intersect. And here on this 5 exercise, the answers may vary. So I'm just giving you one or two of the options, right? So let's start with plane QRT. Is the one on top right here. This plane up here. So the only parallel plane to that one is plane UWX. Right? Remember that we can use any letter that are non-collinear points to write it. So this QRT, I can also name it QTS or Q or RTS or anything like that, right? That's one example. There's two planes. The other another example is that one in the front and the one on the back. They're parallel planes, and the one on the left and the one on the right. Okay. So for number 2, I want to name all lines that are parallel to RV. So RV is this one right here. This one right here. So my first line is QU, right? That's that line right there. So my second line is SW. SW. Even though I don't have a plane drawn, I can maybe draw a plane, just something similar to this one, that I include those two lines. Why I tell you about the planes right there? Because parallel lines are called planar lines. They have to be in exactly the same plane to be parallel. Okay, okay, so the last one is TX, right? So TX is my last line that is parallel to RV. Okay. Now I want to name two skew lines, two WX. WX is this one right here. Remember that skew lines are lines that are not on the same plane. So you can see it better is that are lines that do not go in the same direction, right? So WX, I'm gonna have like right here, QU, for example, RV up here, right? RV, right? We can also name QS and TR are also skew lines. Any other line that intersect or are moving on the same directions are not skew lines. Right? Now, all lines that are parallel to plane QUVR. QUVR is the one on the back. So the lines that are parallel that I have here is WX. Here, WX is this one right here, and ST. And ST. And for the last one, I want to name it plane 2 QUWS. So in this case, it's this one on the left, on the right. So plane RVX. Remember that I know that we're using the here 4 letters, but with 3 letters is enough. So RVX or RTV or TXV or TXR. Okay, we want to describe this statement as true or false. If it's false, we're going to explain, right? It says that AE and EF are a skew line. AE is this one right here, and EF is false. Why? Because they intersect at E. So they cannot be a skew line because they are on the same plane because they're intersecting right there. Right? The next one, plane DBF is this one on the right. And plane ABD is false, right? It's false. They intersect at DB. Right? You can see when they share a letter, it's not possible to be skewed, the same as parallel planes. If they share a letter, it's not possible to be parallel planes. So GH is this line right here in the front, and EF is the one on the back. That's through. They are parallel, so you can see they will never intersect. Right? VB and AE are parallel. VB and AE is false. False. They actually skew lines. Parallel E plane EFH is the one on the bottom. ABD is the one on top. So this one is also through, right? And the last one, line AFH and line CD. So you can see they are moving in different directions. So and they do not intersect. So that means that is through also. Okay, so we want to identify all pairs of this type of angle. So first of all, it's corresponding angles. So corresponding angles are angles that are on the same side of the transversal. In this case, A is my transversal, and they are on the same position comparing the numbers. So this one is on the left on top. This one is on the left on top. So angle 1 and angle 5. Next one was angle 4. So 4 and 8, they are on the bottom part on the left. So 4 and 8. 2 angle 6, and angle 3, and angle 7. Right? Same side interior. So they are on the same side. They are not adjacent angle. They are on the same side of in the interior angles, the interior of the two lines. So this one in this case is angle 2, and angle 5, and angle 3, and angle 8. Now it says alternate interior angles. So alternate interior angles are going to be between those two lines and in opposite sides of the line, the transversal line, and not adjacent angles. So in this case, the pair of angles is angle 2 and angle 8, right? And then angle 3 and angle 5. So 2, 8, 3, and 5. Alternate exterior angles are going to be exterior angles that are on opposite side of the transversal and are not adjacent angles. So in this case, it's 1 and 7, 4 and 6. So angle 1 and angle 7, and angle 4 and angle 6. This is type of angle. So I want to check if they are, what type of angle they are, what pair, 2 and 7. 2 and 7, as you can see, they are both exterior angles, and they are on opposite side of the transversal. So this one, they are alternate exterior angles. Right? 5 and 4, 5 and 4. They're both inside and they are on the same side. So same side interior. 8 and 3. So 8 and 3. So you can see they are on corresponding position, right? So if I could take line R, I put it on top of angle Q, 3 and 8 are going to be one top of those. So this is corresponding on the angles. Angle 6 and angle 4. Angle 6 and angle 4, they are both interior angles and opposite to side of the transversal, and they are not adjacent. So they are alternate interior angles. And the last 1 and 5, as you can see, they are corresponding angles. And that's it. We're going to be using this one on the next video, on the next lesson, when those two lines are parallel. In this case, they look like they're parallel, but because I don't have enough information to prove that Q is parallel to R, I cannot say that they are. So that's it for this video. May the force be with you.